Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. Hey, I'm showing this really interesting guitar. This is a rare prototype. Only two or three of these were made. Solid carved wood. Really nice arch to the carved on the top. Just tremendous arch. Larry Coryell, he was one of the greatest guitar players ever. Many consider him the father of fusion. And very few of these were made because they use such high quality wood that was actually miles below the ocean. It was treated. It went through a special procedure, I think called something like electromagnetic technical harmonic conversion. It's really hard to understand it completely, but they didn't spare anything. They did a lot of stuff on this guitar, and it's a really interesting guitar. It's got a volume and a special kind of a pickup, and the pickup on the tone, it looks like you have an adjustment for the treble and the Anyway, I'm not going to do so much a playing demo. I wanted to show like if I hit the bass notes. This guitar is going to take a little time for anybody to get used to because it's got so much, I'm turning there. When you play this unplugged, it kind of reminds me of an old Gibson L5 or something. Now there I turned the that was me. I had the bass. Now here, if I come up on the bass a little bit, kind of reminds me of a cross between a great acoustic and a great Archtop. It's a really interesting guitar. Di Meola would love this guitar because Di Meola played with Coryell. I'm just using that. But yeah, I think you experiment with this. Here, if I put the treble all the way up, it gets a tremendous. Pretty interesting sound. I think, like I said, it's going to take a little experimentation for somebody to kind of find their own voice with this. Now here I'm turning the treble down, but the two seem to kind of counteract with each other, or I should say complement. I think this guitar might sound really interesting with regular electric strings too. These strings are stretching out. But anyway. I've never heard a pickup that sounds like this. It's kind of hard to explain the pickup, but it just has a when you vary the bass and the treble, it's got two different things you can turn on one knob. It seems to really complement each other, and a lot of dialing in that you can do. It's a beautiful flame maple back. Like I said, this top is a carved top. It's that arch is from the way they carve the wood, and I see looks like some bear claw figure in the wood. That they use really good wood on this. And like I said, unplugged, this guitar reminds me a lot of an old Archtop, kind of like in a Howard Roberts style. Not sure you can hear that, but yeah, this is a really interesting, really rare guitar. I think it's going to go up in value. I mean, unfortunately, Larry Coryell passed away, but when great players, he was one of the greatest players ever. pass away, usually the value of their guitars they've designed go up quite a bit. Anyway, this is a really interesting guitar. I haven't really played it a whole hell of a lot because I don't want to fall in love with it, because it's easy to do. So yeah, it's got, if I turn everything up, the treble and the bass on this tone control, I get some interesting sound. I think, like I said, whoever buys this is going to have a blast experimenting with the tone, because there's a lot of tones available through this Elecord special pickup system. Anyway, this is a really interesting guitar. I'm really in no rush to sell it either, but I just finding it really interesting, messing with the different ways I can set this pickup, the tone. I was even playing it in Dadgad, which sounded pretty interesting. Yeah, it's got a lot of options. And I think there's a lot of experimenting you can do with having the treble at a certain level, you know. Really interesting guitar. I like it in Dadgad too. Anyway, this is a really interesting guitar, solid carved wood, really great arch to the back and the top. Very few of these are made prototype, 2 or 3 made with the Larry Coryell on the headstock, and like I said, he was involved in the design and everything. Really interesting. interested, text me 714-548-0385. This is a very collectible guitar, very high quality. Nothing was spared. It was the opposite with this guitar. They used the most expensive wood that was treated from ocean. You know, it was deep in the ocean. A lot of people don't realize how into it the Japanese are. I think this was made at the Matsumoku factory. A lot of people don't. I love the aged binding. This is a rare vintage guitar, you know, probably made in the 80s, and very few of these were made like this, and it just really has a sound, you know. All right, you can text me 714-548-0385 if you're interested, or email me stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's the number 7, not spelled out. Take care. Bye-bye. It's got a nice case too, really nice vintage brown case. Case looks like an old Gibson case. I don't think it is, but kind of has that old brown Gibson L5. But yeah, this is an interesting guitar. It's an interesting design of an archtop with solid carved wood. And like I said, the arch on the top is from the carving. So they must have started with a pretty good chunk of wood. And I can see some bear claw wood. It's a very rare top. This is a really interesting guitar. Beautiful flame back. Nice setup. Setup is great. Tons of fret left. Setup's really low action. All right, folks, take care. Yeah, this is going to be worth a lot of money someday, I'll tell you. I've been doing this for a long time, over 30 years, and I can recognize a sleeper when I see it. But yeah, they made very few of these. Hell of a box. Take care.